Well, welcome everyone. Thank you. Everybody does that so well these days. It's great. So we are in our last few weeks of the first section, and today we're gonna keep on moving forward, but also do some significant review. So where are we? We have just had the Parry block and punch introduced to us. So we're gonna review that today. No worries about that. It's a big move and it often takes 2 weeks to really get down. So we'll spend as long as we need to on that movement. I see people are still coming in. So welcome everybody who's coming in. Nice to see you here today. So we're going to finish Parry block and punch and then probably move on to apparent closing up, which is a really cool move. Doesn't have the same kind of complicated footwork, but it does have some real interesting coordinations and a very interesting meaning. So we will go into that as we move forward today. So, hey, Crystal, nice to see you. AJ, nice to see you as well. And Erlyn. So we are here. So let's get started by practicing what it is that we know. Let me ask you one question first. Some of you, this is totally new. And recently I have been calling the moves, but not necessarily calling how to do the move unless we are just learning that move. Is this working for you, or do you need a little more detail in how to do them? It's working. Okay, so I see at least one completely new person saying it's working. Great, because we kind of are at the point where for the moves you've had before, you want to start saying to yourself, oh, what is the next move? Oh, they're talking about the next move. Oh, that's probably this move. And then you're watching maybe out of the corner of your eye. But this will get you to think about how you're doing it yourself. And that's all about what your practice is as you start to get a little more under your belt. So let's do what we know. So standing feet, shoulders width apart. In prepare. Opening. Left ward off. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Right, left brush knee and push. And now that right brush knee and push. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. And left brush knee and push. Step up, parry, block, and punch, starting just like we've done that right brush knee. Remember now, both arms circle down, make that fist halfway down, one line, two sides with that step, shifting forward and turn, block, step out for that bow step, and punch. And now let's go and do it from the end of White Crane Spreads Its Wings. So we can practice all of that sequence. So we're in a left empty stance. The left foot is forward. One line, two sides with our stance. Right arm is up. And our first brush knee. Into hand strums the lute. And that brush knee again. And then a brush knee on the other side. And back to that familiar side with a brush knee. Hand strums the lute. And a final brush knee. Step up, parry, block, and punch. Left arm rising halfway, just like we've been doing. Hands at the center. Both arms circle down. Make that fist halfway down, stepping one line, two sides. Stand on that right leg and turn, block, and punch as you move forward. So there's going to be lots more practice. I wanted to ask everybody first, where was it a problem for you on the brush knee sequence? Because we can still hit that. Crystal.
The right brush knee.
Of course. That's the right brush knee. Mariel, how about you?
Crystal, did you just say left brush knee? Or no, there was a gap in the audio, but
I said right brush knee.
I'm saying the opposite, left brush knee.
So left brush knee actually is your first brush knee.
Oh yeah, sorry, then that's the right one. I'm confused. Definitely need to go over it then. Okay.
So this is why it's weird, but if you think about it, when we do this, the first one that we do like this, right? You can imagine that you could be blocking somebody, deflecting somebody's leg. You're also over your left knee. All right. So it's very confusing because there you are going off to your right side and you're striking with your right hand. But we talk about it as being brush knee. So that's why it's that way, I guess. It's actually called twist step in Chinese. So why in English it's called the other, Master Yang doesn't know. He's queried about that. So, so that's just some little factoid to put in your head. So right brush knee. I think we should just practice the brush knees mirroring, and I don't have my hands on yet. So if you want to mirror me, if that works for everybody, does that work for everybody? I know there's at least one person here it's a challenge for, but you don't have to mirror me if you don't want to. So I think if we start here, then you folks, right. I see mirrors. Great. Don't worry if you're not mirroring me, you'll get plenty of practice. Right. Don't worry. Okay, so you're going to come up and to the center, and then stand in the corner, and then you're going to turn, bring the other foot forward, then heel, ball, toe, bend knee, turn that upper body. So let's do that again. So let me see if I could get us back where I want to be. No, here we go. Right, correct. Right? This is where we were. And coming up with the right hand, hands to the center. Stand in the corner, and then when you get to the corner and you're standing up, swing, step, moving forward, polish the table. This is like a moment. If you did a freeze frame right here, it would look like this. And you see how I've moved forward, there's weight on my right foot, but I haven't finished bending my knee. And as I do, that right hand comes down and that left hand goes forward. So we're going to do that one more time. Is that it? I think that's it. And one more time. And we noticed last time it's very important to turn at that corner and to have turned your leg out appropriately and not turn too far or not far enough. That left hand rising, coming to the center, and make sure you get to the corner with your whole Tai Chi pole before you turn. Polish the table and strike. Okay, so we're going to do that this way now in a direction we don't often do it, and then we'll do it the other way, okay? So we have just finished a left brush knee. Our left foot is forward. We're gonna, left hand is rising. You're coming to center. Go stand in the corner. Be balanced, swing step, polish the table, and strike. Seen from the other side, we've just done a left brush knee. We're going to do a right brush knee. Get all that practice we've missed. Left hand rising, coming to center. Stand in the corner, swing, step, polish the table, and strike. And just to give us yet some more practice, let's do it following me. So you're looking at the screen. You've just done a left brush knee. Left foot is forward and left hand rises. Both hands to center as that left foot turns out. And stand in the corner swing, step, polish the table, and strike. Questions about this move? Where does it go haywire? Or is it starting to feel a little better?
It is starting to feel a little better. I know that for me, it goes haywire when I have to turn away because it's, you know, I really get a lot out of seeing someone else doing something. So, and I get nervous.
Well, and one of the problems with this is that the way we usually do it, you're turning away from me at a critical moment, right? So we'll do it again in this other direction, to give you a little more practice. And I'm seeing thumbs up from some other folks that would help. Anyone else have comments or questions about this move?
I'm feeling a little imbalanced still, obviously going to happen for a long time, but I think the thing that I forget about or seem to like surprise, it's a surprise when I do the one we just practiced with my brush the table arm, because on the left ones, I always seem to kind of get it right and come down. But when I'm doing the right one, it's like, I'll find my arm way out here because I don't pay attention to it. So it's like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to go out that far. It's just.
Right. So polishing the table is a really good, and you might just do this, you know, do some of this. Just get that sense of polish the table, polish the table, polish the table. You know, some of you saw this movie, Wax On, Wax Off, you know. You know, there's something to that. But part of why we say that at our school is because it's not only for that wax on off. It's because you've got it gets you, instead of doing it like this, it gets you out doing this with big movements, because our forms are large. It doesn't mean you can't make it small later if you want to make it small, but our forms are large. So let's do it in this direction, and we'll go. We'll just do as many as we can, and I'll pause between so that you can adjust. So we're going to do left, right, left, right, left, right, but we're going to start with the right. And we're going to go this way so you can see a little more of it. That left hand rising, coming to center, right hand over the top, left hand down, swing, step, polish the table, and strike. On the other side now, coming up, coming to center, that right foot is out. Now go stand on the right side. Don't lose your balance. And swing, step. Polish the table. Oh, that feels so much easier, right? And strike. And then give you a moment if you have to move back. We're going to have that left hand coming up halfway. Hands to the center. Stand in the corner. Swing, step, polish the table, and strike. And coming up to do the one we know so well. Stand in the corner, swing, step, strike. And we'll do just one more, right? Fresh knee, because it can't hurt, right? Up, in, and stand in the corner. Polish that table and strike. So it's coming.
It's getting better. Thank you.
It's coming. It takes a lot of practice, and it probably takes that kind of practice. So And part of the issue is that when you go to do parry, block, and punch, you're going to run into some of the same issues with what you can see. So how about we review parry, block, and punch a bit? Does that make sense? Yeah, see lots of thumbs up. Okay. So this is my right hand. I'm sorry I didn't put it on sooner. Actually, I'm going to put a different one on. There you go. Put this one on. All right. So when we finish our last brush knee, we're here. To do parry, block, and punch, let's just sort of sketch it a couple of times because you were introduced last time. To do parry, block, and punch, we're going to start just like we're doing this right brush knee we don't like. And we've got to go stand in the corner again. Now our arms are going to circle down. So our arms are going down. I make my fist halfway down. And you can't really see my arm very well. We'll show you that again in a minute. But we're going to step one line, two sides. Remember that? Go stand on that as you bring your arms forward. And then you've got to really feel like you're standing on it. Really feel like it because you got to turn and step. This is a very powerful turn. You're storing energy for your punch and you're blocking with your left hand. Then you come forward and punch. So we'll try doing that again, and we're just going to try doing it again, sketching it, and then we'll go over everything, okay? So from the end of left brush knee, our left hand rises, comes to the center. Now remember the arms circle down, make that fist, swing, step, one line, two sides, forward, stand on the right foot. This is another one of those moments when you see what's happening. And then turn, block, punch. So in there you're seeing it from a different side. I can try to do that from mirrored if you want, but I may not do it very well. So let's actually try it from me going in this direction and see what you've got. And then we're going to talk about what's hardest for you, and then we'll review it all. Okay? So here we are. We've done a final left brush knee. Left hand's rising. You can't see it. And the hands are coming together. You've done this a lot. Now, go stand in the corner. Make that fist. One line, two sides. Remember that this fist here is palm down to the floor. It's across your chest. And this face is, if you opened your fingers, they'd be pointing to the middle forearm. So that's your position. Coming forward, bringing those arms forward, turn, step out for that bow step, and punch. So let's go over the footwork. This is a good position to go over the footwork. We start out in a left brush knee, a left bow step. We're coming back just far enough to get the weight on our left heel and then pivoting out. We've done this before. We're going to push with the back foot and go put our Tai Chi pole right over including, I want to emphasize this time, including don't have your butt out. Your spine, the bottom of that spine needs to point straight down. This will help you balance too. And then as this other leg comes up towards being neutral, you're going to turn your hip, your thigh out so that your heel goes down one line, two sides. Then you move forward, your weight onto that foot. This would be that position where your heel's off the ground and your hands are in front of you. Then again, Tai Chi pole, make sure your butt, the very bottom of your spine is pointing straight down. And turn, swing, step out for a bow step, root, heel, ball, toe, bend knee. One other thing that happens is you are going to turn that upper body only. You're not going to let your knee turn in. You're going to turn your upper body only so that it's square to your back wall. So let's do that again. I'm going to start way over here. Shifting back a little bit, out to the corner with that left foot. Go stand in the corner, turn your hip and step one line, two sides. Go stand here. This is actually harder to balance on because your feet are very close together. So make sure your Tai Chi pole is straight. If it's not straight, you won't be able to balance. Turn to the corner. You turned your Tai Chi pole to the corner, swung your leg. Rooting, heel, ball, toe, bend knee, and don't forget, turn your chest forward. How are we feeling about the footwork? Yes, good. All right. Rima, do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm having some technical problems here, but at what point do we go from the straight up and down torso to leaning forward again? Because it looked like you were leaning forward at the end.
Yes, so there's a difference. Okay, yes. Okay, so let's look this way because I bet you can see it a little better this way. Let's see. So let me just first say, I could be like this and have my butt fully out. Do you see what that looks like? You see? It still has this line we talk about, but look at this now. I don't know if you can see the difference. I just put the bottom of my spine straight and it's not changing until it's up here. So I extended, I sort of lengthened this bottom part. It's the difference between this and, okay, it's the difference between that and, gosh, it's a small difference. It feels like a big difference to me. Can you see that? Can you see that there's a little adjustment I'm making? Makes a huge difference.
Is it your pelvis kind of like tipping forward and back, kind of?
Yes.
Yeah.
Except that it's not tipping forward. It is
like,
actually pointing down.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So what Mike Lucero says is always a good thing. It's a little freaky to think about, but if you thought about like, here's your spine, at the bottom of your spine, it just kept going, and but there's a chain, and there's like a 3-pound ball or a 5-pound ball or a 10-pound ball at the end. You want that ball to be controlled because that's your balance, okay? You want it to be centered all the time. So you're not, so Rima, that's the other issue, is that it is, so when you bend, you're bending from up here, but you're, I don't know how to explain it, but the bottom of your spine is still doing its best. Your pelvis is doing its best to be pointed down. Okay, so here we go, here, 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 here. So we're still, you see the top part of me is still, it's not going to do this, right? But I need to be square. And then here, at this moment, I need to be lined up as I can. Then here, and notice I'm already inclining a little bit in this direction. And then I come in like that. So.
Okay, yeah.
And this is true of a lot of them. Yeah, but you know what? Just keep your balance. because you're not going to get all the fine points right away. Just do your best, make your steps a little smaller, keep your balance, all those good things. Okay, so see what you can do there. All right, so we've got the footwork. I want to show you the arms a little bit more close up. So, I'll show it to you from both sides. So we're here, this hand comes up and here. Then instead of doing this, which we've done before, right? Instead of doing that, we're going to circle down. Circle down. See that circle? Make a fist. And then watch this. Do you see what that looks like? So it's right across my chest. And it doesn't look like it, but now you can see it, right? You can see that if I opened my fingers, they would be pointing here. So this is where you want to be. Palm down. Okay? And then you're going to come up. So you're back here and you're going to come up. And I realize I am not mirroring this right now. So if we're here, let's see. How am I going to do this? Here. Then you're going to come up. So if you just think, because your body's turning all the time, this block kind of goes straight. But all you really have to do is think about that hand following. When I first learned it, I thought about, well, what if something comes back at me? I want to protect my face. So that might also help you have a sense, right? Yes, I saw an aha from across one of your faces. So that's nice. Okay, so that's what's happening. So I'm gonna, so let's do it from here again, because you can't see it as much from here, but from that side, which just went over, I'm gonna come up and in, arms circling down. Remember that as you step is when you have this sense that your hands are swinging and you've got that palm down across your chest. Then we're going to go stand here. Now, are you really centered? Can you stand and turn? Nice, nice. Root with that heel heel pad, and you're turning everything, right? So what happens here? You are pushing forward to punch. As you do, you're bending your left knee. As you do, you're also bending your left arm. And as you do, you are actually turning your torso square because that powers that right arm. So it's punch. The only reason that arm doesn't look like wimpy is because you're here and you do this, right? You're doing this. And then your arm doesn't have to be strong. Your torso needs to be strong. Okay? So you don't have to, you just have to throw your energy out. Okay, be careful, Crystal. All of us have some part of our body that's problematic. All right, so questions about this move? It's probably still a bit of a mystery, right?
I keep forgetting to turn my foot out at the beginning because we're not mentioning that. And then I'm completely off balance because it's not out to the side.
Yes, it has to be just like the others.
Yeah.
Nice, Muriel. It's only a 45-degree turn, but nice. Yep, you getting the idea. Again, you're throwing it. People talk about throwing a punch. You're throwing a punch. So that's what it is. All right, well, let's sketch it again because maybe it'll be a little easier now. We're going to do it this way. So left foot's forward, left hand rising, coming to the center, hands circling down, make that fist, and step one line, two sides. This is like one of those little selfie moments. Go stand on that right foot. Balance there. Hands are kind of in front of you. Now, the right hand's going to go down, and the left hand, as you turn, and the left hand is going to go forward. And your left foot. Then punch as you bend knee and shift your weight forward. And from here, left foot is forward. Coming up halfway, coming to center. Arms circle down. Gee, unfortunately, this is like right brush knee, isn't it? Stepping one line, two sides, and see those hands? Stand on that right foot. Be balanced. Feel your Tai Chi pull. Turn. And punch, then knee. Nice. When you punch, you're only coming square. The real tendency to get real enthused and go all the way to the other side. Nope, nope, nope. What's this hand doing? It's coming in like this. Why would it be coming in like this? Well, just in case somebody else is trying to punch you at the same time, right? You don't want them getting your center. So that's why this hand was out there grabbing them. But if it doesn't succeed and that hand keeping them from punching you, if it doesn't succeed and that arm bypasses, this hand is ready to deflect. Okay, so that's what's happening there. So a lot of nice complexities in here. I don't expect you to have it all today. We're going to practice it again later, and we're going to practice it a lot next week. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. And in fact, if you take more classes, and I think I told you this last week, Parry block and punch, I think it's 8 or 9 times in the long form. So you're going to have lots of opportunity to practice as you do it. Any questions about this while they're fresh in your mind? All right, I want to show you the next move. Is that reasonable? Okay. I'll show you the footwork first. Here's the footwork. Here's the footwork. We've just punched. Here's the footwork. Did you see that? Did you see that? Boy, is that a relief or what? Now there's other complexities. So here's the footwork. We finished punching, right? And we are going to do some stuff in the front, but it doesn't involve moving our weight. It involves moving our torso. And then we're going to come back. One of the key things here is that as we come back, we want to keep we don't want to swing that ball from corner to corner right now. When we start in this bow step, we want that ball along the center line. Maybe I'll do it this way. Want that ball along a center line by the time we're in our final bow step right here. That ball coming sort of from our nicely tipped down pelvis, right? And then we're going to go back. Do you see how I didn't do this? Right? My ball's not going from side to side here. It's going back. See that? Going back. Going back. And then you push with the back foot and it goes forward. In fact, at that moment, it's going to be just like push. Okay? So that last part of it is going to be simple for you because it's just like push, except your other foot is forward. So it's going to be easy. So I want us to sketch this move a little bit. So let's see if we can. From here, I want you to just kind of do it with me for a minute, and let's just see what happens. So someone's going to pull on our arm, and we're going to turn a little bit, and the arm's going to go forward. Can you do that? So you're going to turn a little bit away from the screen. You have to look over your right shoulder. It's going to turn away, but I want you to be able to see this. Your fingers have gotten a little more distance. Now you're going to turn back towards center with your upper body a little bit. You haven't turned very far. And when you do, rotate both of your forearms. Rotate both of your forearms and let your bottom arm, your left arm, get underneath your upper arm a bit. Okay? So let's just try that again. So from here, we're going to shift a little to the left, and this left palm has flattened. Do you see that? So it was like this, left palm flattens. So just practice that. Little turn, left palm flattens, and the right hand goes out a little bit. I'll show it to you this way. I'll just show you the whole thing, I'm sorry. So let's do it this way. High five. I hope I can do it. All right, so we've punched and our hand is here, right? Okay, and our hand is here. All right, so what happens first? Somebody pulls on this arm and we yield. So as we yield, our body turns a little bit to the left. Okay? Then, as that happens, this hand comes down like this. But you see, there's more room. Then, as we turn back, there's small turns, not turning way like this, small turns. We turn back. Your punching arm goes up and the other arm goes down. And you cross. Okay? They cross. And I'm crossing way here. It's called passing palm. Then I'm going to go back. Remember that big back? When I go back, I'm going to turn to the right. Well, no, actually, before I go back, I'm going to open my hand. Then I'm going to wipe them off because they've got me. They've got me. I'm going to wipe them off. And this is a nice word off. We've seen this word off before. We used it in single whip. Remember the windshield wiper? This is a windshield wiper. This is a standing word off. Okay? And look where these hands are pointing towards the middle of forearm. Okay? And my chest is kind of to the corner. Then I'm going to turn back. And when I do, rotate your forearms. Nice. What does this look like? Push. Yes. Push. Okay. All right. So we're going to do this again. Parry block and punch. You punched and you deflected. All right. So they pull on your arm. They try to take your arm and take your balance. You yield. And when you do, you make this little turn. Okay. Your turn will be to the left. Then both turn palm up. Now imagine they're holding you here. When you go like this, it's going to get very uncomfortable for them. Okay? So now you're back with your chest square. You look great. Now what are you going to do? You're going to turn to the right and wipe them off. Go ahead. I'm sorry, you have to open this hand right before you do that. Wipe them off as you go back. Nice. And then you're going to turn back, and as you do, rotate into push, and then push out as you come forward. You got it? Of course, you don't really have it, but we can try it, right?
Is it the same kind of direction as the like garage door thing?
It's just straight up.
Okay.
Okay, it's not straight out. So when we do the other one, we come over the garage door, but once we're here, we go straight up the diagonal.
Got it.
Whenever we are using energy for a technique, like a strike or a push or something like that, generally speaking, we go straight because the energy doesn't want to go like this. You can get it to go like this, you know, that's beyond me. Okay. So let's try it from this direction. Because again, this is the direction you won't be seeing, and we'll do it in both directions. Okay, so we're going to give way, and you flatten that left hand. Both rotate as you start to turn back, and you have your right arm, your right palm past your underarm if you can. Not everybody can. It's sort of a violation of your body shape right here. Open your right hand. Okay. Now remember, you're gonna you're going to go straight back with that nice, in that bow step, you know, shift your weight back. And as you do, what's going to happen? You're turning to the right and wiping them off you. Nice. Turn back, rotate. Now, you think we can you should feel like you've got a car in front of you or something, and make sure your elbows are not behind you. You guys look great. And push as you come forward. Nice. One more from this side. We have punched. And little turn to the left. That left hand flattened and sort of moved away. You yielded with the right. Turn both palms up as you begin to come back and cross. You're only square with your torso. You're still grounded. How are you going to use that? Open the right hand. Wipe that person off you. Rotate your forearms as you turn your chest back and push. This is a parent closing up. Let's do it from the other direction here. This is the direction you'll usually see it in. So give way, left hand flattens, rotate, cross. Now my chest is back square. Open the right palm, come back. Okay, do you feel there's still some weight on your right foot, on your left foot? But most of your weight should be 60% in the back, 40% in the front. Turn back and rotate those forearms, nice, and push forward. One more time. Give way. Cross, open, back, push. Don't worry if you don't get it all at once. We're going to do this next week too. Don't worry. I want to tell you what this is really all about. A parent closing up. I want you to think of big X's. Big X across a store or a crime scene, right? It's closed. We have closed ourselves. But what does that really mean? Okay. Ponder this week, and we can talk about more of it next time. When I taught you the bow step, we talked about how this wasn't a very stable way to be, right? We talked about how this was better because it was like building a house, right? But we also talked about the fact that if somebody pushed you here, that was problematic. Somebody pushes you from here, you could kind of wedge, right? So it was better than being all at once. Eventually, we discovered that this was pretty good. Do you remember that? This was pretty good because people could push us this way, and there was some help here, and there was some help here. But we had this problem in this corner. Remember that? So what have we just done? We punched them, and they grabbed our hand. Well, they can just, like take us right down here. Or they grab our arm. This is not good, right? This is not good. So what do we do? What do we do? We give way in a safe way forward. We turn up. They've grabbed us. And this is going to make them feel like they're in a joint lock. Okay? So you're going to go like this. They're not going to like that. they're not going to want to let go. You're going to come back like this, and they're going to go, oh, I'm smart. I'll get on your other arm. Okay? But now they're on your strong side. They're on they're in front of you and they're on the strong side. And learning how to change them. That's why this is called passing palm. It passes under here, but it also allows you to use your other hand. There's just lots you can do. And later you'll learn the shuttles, which go into this sort of more. But in this particular case, what you are closing off is access to your center and being able to take you, to put that center someplace you don't want it to be. So that's what it means. That's what apparent closing up means. All right. So let's do everything from, and we'll do it in this other direction to sort of feel how it feels different from white crane. Okay. And then we'll pick up where we left off next time. Our first brush knee, left brush knee. We've practiced this right brush knee. I know you're turning away. Sorry. And left brush knee. Hand strum salute. I'm sorry, we skipped that other hand strum salute. And left brush knee. Okay, here we are at parry, block, and punch. Coming up. Left foot goes out, hands to center. And arms swinging down. Make that fist, one line, two steps. Whoop, one line, two sides. Stand on the right foot, turn, step for a bow step, and strike. Apparent closing up. Give way, turn a little to the left hand flattens, turn both palm up and come back to center. Open that right arm. Standing ward off, wipe them off. Turn both forearms as you're back and come forward for push. All right, and one more time, just for parry, block, and punch. Going in this direction. Left arm rising, coming to center. Arms circle down, stand on that left foot. One line, two side step. Stand on the right foot. Turn, step, and punch. Apparent closing up. A little turn to the left. Yield with that right hand. Left hand flattens. Both turn palm up and they cross. Shift back. Standing ward off. Turn your forearms and push. Nice. All right. I hope I left you with some questions. Write them down. We are at time. So, but hopefully you're a little more comfortable with a lot of different moves and you've been introduced to apparent closing up. There is apparent closing up, and then there is cross hands. And then there's a truly, really easy move called closing, which is really not until the end of the whole form, but we usually learn it here so that we can always use it. And then you have no new material. So there's really not a lot left that's new. And we've still got a lot of time. So, because we're not going to start the second section until July. So we're good. I'm really interested in knowing who's joining us for the second section. So let me know if you plan on doing that. So I have at least 4 people who are planning on doing it. I want to say one more thing. I know I'm going over time. I want to say one more thing. Sometimes you hear how hard the second section is. The infamous kick section. Number 1, you don't have to do any kick you don't want to do. I have done kicks like this, because I've had bad knees and bad feet and everything else, right? I have done that. So you can too. And the second section is a really juicy, wonderful section with some great moves. And so think about it. You can always stop if you don't like it, but I recommend it to everybody. So let's end class.